California tried to legalize marijuana for recreational use with Proposition 19 in 2010. And as people such as you and I and journalists from Little League across the globe were covering this story, what was revealed was this massive billion-dollar marijuana marketplace with huge ambitions to grow, led, of course, by Oakland and its industrialization plans. So within days after the initiative's defeat, the feds were holding meetings in Sacramento and literally plotting how to rein in this market.
You found this out in your reporting?
I found this out in my reporting, and you reported aspects of this as well. And so
they cooked up a plan, right? So Proposition 19 fails. The feds are very happy that it's failed. And law enforcement, probably DEA, U.S. attorneys, they get together and try to put together some kind of a strategy.
Yeah, and you also have to understand the degree of exasperation that the feds are going through. Because in late 2009, they put out a memo, and it was inspired in part because of the raid on the Santa Cruz colony. And essentially what the memo said was that they were not going to target individuals in compliance with state medical marijuana laws.
Individuals and their care providers.
Well, then they go on to define the individuals as medical marijuana patients and their caregivers. Well, evidently, the cannabis speculators didn't read beyond the first sentence or two, because they saw that as a green light to open up huge retail-style dispensaries, industrial cultivation, and so forth, all in the name of medical marijuana. So the feds are entirely irked at this. So not only are they plotting a crackdown, but behind the scenes they're circulating drafts of trying to rewrite this memo to make it very clear that they're going to go after commercial operations very, very aggressively, and with operations that they saw as blatantly operating at a profit in violation of state law. So the press conference happens on October 11th or October 9th of 2011.
You have all four U.S. attorneys from the state of California who are in California there, right?
And we listened to a signature line from Melinda Haig, the U.S. attorney from San Francisco, saying the Compassionate Use Act has been hijacked by profiteers. And then they go on to announce a sweeping and ongoing crackdown in the medical marijuana industry that's going to literally will endure for the next 18 months or so. And cases are still in trial as we speak.
And there was a big crackdown. There were criminal cases around California. There were civil cases, civil forfeiture cases. I recall at the time, and this was not coming from the U.S. Attorney's Office, but a federal official really believed that they could turn back the clock on marijuana, on medical marijuana, that the crackdown in California would lead to injunctions against California and all the other medical marijuana states, and they could go back, the authorities could push it back to the pre-medical marijuana era. But none of that worked, right? I mean, this is, again, the theme in your book, that every time the authorities push down, the industry pushes back and becomes bigger.
Well, it was funny because it really mixed results. In places like Sacramento County, which had 100 dispensaries, and San Diego County, which had a couple hundred, and you had local zoning control officials or city attorneys aggressively working with the feds, they did virtually decimate the industry. But they were not able to make a dent in Los Angeles. And when they eventually went after the Harborside Health Center, the largest dispensary in the world, for all we know, in Oakland, with a civil action, the city pushed back, and very aggressively so. And they've been stymied in court since that. And ultimately, in some of these places, now many of these businesses are coming back and so forth. So they didn't wipe the industry off the face of the map. They did put a dent in it. They did scare out a lot of speculators out of the market, but the future is still uncertain.